All right, let's break down Elon Musk's pretty wild vision for the future of humanity. We're going to cover everything from how we communicate and work all the way to some really big questions about the nature of reality itself. So let's kick things off with this quote from Musk. It's a real head-turner, right? This single idea sets the stage for a massive change in how society works, and we're going to unpack exactly how he thinks we'll get there. Now, you might be wondering, how do we get to a future where work is optional? Well, believe it or not, Musk thinks it all starts with his plan for X, the platform that used to be Twitter. So why is a social media app so important to this whole vision? Let's take a look. You see, for Musk, X isn't just another app for scrolling. Not even close. He talks about it in much grander terms, as a tool to create a collective consciousness for all of humanity, a place where we can all share ideas and, hopefully, get a little smarter about the universe. And he's really clear on this point. He draws a sharp line between his goal and what he calls brain rot from other platforms. He's not interested in just getting us hooked on an endless feed of viral videos for those quick dopamine hits. For him, it's about the substance of a real global conversation. Okay, so we have this idea of a global town square, a collective consciousness. How in the world does that connect to the end of work? Well, this is where it all starts to click together. And get this. Here's the time frame he's talking about. Musk seriously predicts that in less than 2 decades, AI and robotics are going to get so good that we just won't need people to do most jobs anymore. Human labor just won't be essential. So what does that actually look like? Well, it's a massive shift in how we think about work. It goes from being something you have to do to survive to something you choose to do for fulfillment. Musk compares it to gardening. Sure, some people love doing it as a hobby, but you won't have to do it just to put food on the table. Okay, but this brings up a huge question, probably the one you're thinking of right now. If nobody has to work, who pays for everything? How does society even function? And Musk's answer is pretty mind-bending. He believes we're heading towards a future of almost total abundance. The idea is that AI and robots will be able to make basically anything we want, whenever we want it. As he says, if you can think of it, you can have it. All right, so if work is optional and we can have pretty much anything we want, what's the point of money? Does it even need to exist anymore? It's actually a pretty simple chain of logic when you think about it. Musk sees money as just a tool, an information system for labor allocation. But in a world where robots and AI do all the labor and goods are abundant, well, that system doesn't really have a purpose anymore. It just becomes obsolete. So if money's gone, what's the new bottom line? For Musk, it all comes down to physics. The only thing that really matters, the true currency, is energy, the ability to actually make things happen and do useful work in the universe. Okay, so we've got this wild future of abundance, all powered by insane amounts of energy and computing. And this is where Musk's thinking takes a turn into the truly philosophical, into the nature of reality itself. I mean, if we can build worlds like that, who's to say we aren't living in one already? So, the big question. Are we living in a simulation? Well, Musk flat out says the probability is pretty high. And this isn't just some off-the-cuff remark. He's actually got a whole argument for it. His reasoning is actually pretty straightforward. Just think about video games. I mean, we went from Pong, literally 2 rectangles and a dot, to these incredibly realistic worlds in just 50 years. Now just imagine that trend continues. Eventually, we'll be able to create simulations that you literally can't tell apart from reality. If you can make billions of those realities, what are the chances we just happen to be in the one original base reality? The odds are pretty tiny. And this all loops back to that first idea of a collective consciousness. For Musk, the whole point of getting smarter as a species isn't just about finding all the answers. It's about getting smart enough to even know what the right questions are to ask about the universe in the first place. Okay, I know, this is a lot of big sci-fi level thinking. So what does any of this mean for us right now? What's the practical advice here? Well, he brings it all back down to earth with a surprisingly simple guiding principle. It's got nothing to do with chasing money or power, because as we've seen, he thinks those things might not even matter in the long run. So what does he tell people who want to make a difference? It's simple. Focus on creating real value. Make things that are genuinely useful. In his words, be a net contributor to society. The idea is if you do that, success is just a side effect. It's about finding your purpose now by helping build that better future he imagines. And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As we race towards this future of automation and abundance, where work is a choice and money is an old idea, maybe our real purpose, the thing that will always matter, is just that simple human drive to create something valuable. So the real question is, what value will you create?